don't know if you can see me very well. End of day 2, August 4th of our hiking trip. Huddled in here in the tent. Definitely our hardest day yet. I'll try not to show Campbell changing right next to me. I know all the ladies want to see it. But let's see, started off the day about a mile short of, a mile and a half short of Glimpse Lake. And hiked to Glimpse, did some fishing at Glimpse Lake. Didn't have any success, but it was a beautiful, picturesque spot. Then continued on to Trapper Lake, which is, I believe, 2.8 miles from Glimpse. Oh, I should mention we were we spent some time at a place called the Crow's Nest, which had a beautiful overlook of one of the other trailheads, a bunch of lakes, a big ridge, river running through it. It was a pretty cool spot. From there it was 2.8 miles to Trapper Lake. Hiking with heavy packs, uphill most of the way. Got to Trapper Lake, had lunch, did a little fishing, and then decided that we'd try and make it another, I think it's 2.1 miles to Gottfried Lake. And we did that, and that was some of the hardest hiking we've had to do this whole trip so far. A lot of switchbacks. What the hell?
Sorry.
In the middle of my soliloquy.
Sorry, Adam.
My monologue. A lot of switchbacks, a lot of steep climbing, all the way up to a little ridge, and then down by Trail Lake on the left-hand side of the trail. Can you wait a minute?
Sincere apologies.
Trapper Lake on the right side of the trail. Not Trapper Lake, Neil Lake on the right side of the trail. Beautiful spot, by the way, to camp. And then finally made it over a big ridge down to Gottfried Lake. And from Gottfried, Campbell wet his line a little bit.
All better.
Campbell wet his line a little bit, and I think caught a fish.
Yeah.
Caught a fish.
Is it brown?
First fish for him of the year, and the trip. And then decided to push on to Borum Lake, which is where we are now, and that was another mile, but the most difficult uphill climb we've had to do so far this trip. So right now we're up about 10,250 feet. We started the day around just over 9,000 feet, maybe 9,500 at the most. So it was basically a 7.5 mile, 1,000 foot altitude climb day with a lot of ups and downs, so we had to basically reclimb a lot of that altitude, which was tough. And tomorrow, thinking about heading to, probably taking it easy, because we're pretty tired. And think about heading over to Cutthroat Lake by the end of the day, where we might make our next camp, or we may decide to stay here as a kind of a base camp and do day hikes from here. That's